Hello, late in the day, here on Saturday, September the 28th. It is almost 9 o'clock. I have like 20 minutes. So, because I have to take my Eliquis around 9 o'clock. Um, I'm not a good adult. We've discussed this many times, and I've never been in this situation before either, where I've had to get prescription medication. But luckily, I just did mine through the Walmart pharmacy. And they text me and like let me know when shit's ready, and then like they texted me to let me know, hey, it's time to refill, because I I was gonna have to reach out to mom and ask. I'm like, how do I do this? I've never done this before. Like, do I have to take the bottle with me and be like, hey, I need more of this? But no, Walmart Pharmacy is on top of it. They texted me and was like, hey, it's time to refill, like last week, and I was like, well, I still got plenty. I still got plenty for the weekend. I still got like, well, let's see. I'll have 3. I'm good for my dose here in 20 minutes, and then tomorrow, and then to begin with Monday. But I don't know. I'm almost thinking about maybe. I don't even know if our theater's open though. Going and seeing Beetlejuice tomorrow. Beetlejuice, and then since I got to be out anyway, you know, picking that up, do a twofer, maybe. I don't know. We'll have to see. But I also would like to just leave my pants off and not go anywhere or do anything for the weekend. So, we'll see. We'll see how that works out. But at least I can go get it Monday afternoon. One of the people from Parks and Rec might even take me to go pick it up. Peter did last time. Of course, we were off. And I don't really want to stay until 4 o'clock. On a Monday, but I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, yeah. There's been a lot of sleeping. So what else did we expect? Watching random YouTube videos. I did watch. If you had told me at any point that I'd be watching a channel, that I'd be watching a channel from the kid who did Fred many years ago, many years in the past, I would have thought you were fucking crazy. But now it's more so his brother's channel that I keep, because I've watched a bunch of their adventures, because they've done some here in Missouri. So they went to the Elms. They went to Worlds of Fun. They did to Oceans of Fun, but I haven't watched that one. So they've done some very local stuff, and apparently like live somewhere, because they said they're only they used to go to Worlds of Fun all the time as kids. I think I've talked about this before. And I was like, really? But so I kind of started watching their local stuff, and I like their paranormal videos, because they're paranormal videos. They go to these haunted places, and they kind of test out stuff, but they go to the restaurant, they like explore the like the bar, and they kind of show you a lot of the hotel. And also, like, I don't feel like they're pulling bullshit, because it's like they'll leave like they stayed this I watched the Stanley Hotel one, where they stayed in room 217, which was apparently Stephen King's suite, and there's supposed to be this ghost in there, I guess, that will like clean up after you. So they like left the room trashed. They left doors open and left dirty clothes strung across the chair and all this other stuff. And they're like, okay, like, we're gonna leave. If you'd like to clean us up while we're gone, we'd appreciated it, or whatever, So they like try to engage with the spirits, whatever. But then they get back to their room and like nothing's cleaned up, and they're like, oh, they didn't do anything. So it's very anticlimactic usually. So I feel like if they came back to their room and something was actually like changed, that would be more, believe it, like legit footage than than most of these ghost YouTubers, the ghost hunter people who, if they don't have something creepy happen, nobody's going to want to watch their content. So, like, they got to have creepy shit happen, or, crazy shit happen, so that people will keep coming back to their videos. You know what I mean? But they're not as much concerned about that. They like going, I guess, and it's more so as a brother's channel, I guess, that I keep coming across, where they go on these adventures, whatever. But so yeah, I guess I kind of appreciate the way that they actually do their, paranormal investigation or their adventure. It's more so an adventure than an investigation. They were doing a seance in the room, in the Stanley Hotel one. They actually had 2 Stanley Hotel ones. They stayed in the Lord Draven suite the night before or something, and then they stayed in the Stephen King room. So they did too, because like I said, they've been to the Elms. I feel like I've seen something else. I don't think they've been to the Crescent Hotel in Eureka Springs. I don't think. I don't remember. I feel like I've watched another video of theirs where they went on this paranormal adventure, more so, because it's like, yeah, like I said, they'll they'll talk to the spirits, and they'll leave the room, and if the story is, the person will clean up behind you or whatever, and then they come back and they're like, oh, the door's still open, the clothes are still on the chair, the yada yada yada, whatever. So, and to be fair, I never actually watched Fred. It could have been funny, it could have been clever, I don't know. It just seemed like a screaming kid, and I wanted nothing to do with it, so I didn't give it a fair shake. I didn't give it a fair shot. So maybe Fred is just fucking hilarious, and I just never know, because I never did my homework, Like, there's been other things before that I haven't found funny. Like, I never found Seinfeld funny. I never found Wild and Out funny, the Nick Cannon show where they just, throw shade and, like, make fun of each other the whole time. Like, but I was so fascinated, and I would sit there and I would watch that show for hours trying to get a laugh out of something, and nothing would make me laugh, and I'm like, why don't I find this funny? Like, I like humor. I like people, like, saying mean things about each other, and it seemed all in good fun, nobody really got offended as far as I know. But I don't know, it was just never funny to me. I never, like, The Big Bang Theory, I've since watched some episodes that have made me chuckle. So it's like, okay, well, maybe there's some funny content in here, because people are like, oh, they're so shocked I don't watch The Big Bang Theory. And I'm like, no, sorry. I've tried, but it's like, I just don't. Maybe it's because, like, it's Hollywood's version of what they think nerds are. I don't know. Like, I know there's a lot of nerdy stuff in the show that should have attracted me, but I don't know. Just never got into it. But at least those well, maybe not so much Seinfeld. I've watched some of it, but Wild and Out, I've sat there and watched it or whatever. So at least on, I've done some of my homework. But Fred, I never did homework. I never watched episodes. I saw some clips, and I guess that was enough for me. Maybe I don't know. I don't know. So, but to be fair, I have not really. Maybe I judged Fred too harshly, unjustly, since I never actually watched his content to make sure I didn't find it funny, But yeah, so now I'm watching his. Of course, he doesn't do the Fred character anymore, I don't even know if he can, because now he got involved in, like, with not Netflix, Nickelodeon. They might have stole the character from him. He might not be able to. Of course, I mean, he's like, what, almost 30 now, maybe? So maybe he doesn't want to do the character anymore. But because I remember when Conan O'Brien, like, took his characters when he was able to, like, when he was the host of the Tonight Show for like a month or whatever it was before Jay Leno came back. Like, he took some of his characters over there, and he was talking about, because he got a show on TBS, I think it was after that, and he was talking about how, grown men in court fighting over a masturbating bear, like, it was just ridiculous. So Nickelodeon might have stole that character from him. He might not have the rights to it anymore. I don't know. That's why, like, people back in the day with YouTube were getting involved in networks, I think, and I'd seen too many, like, I never got the opportunity. I've never been my videos have never been big enough to even be, like, for a network to be interested in anything that I have to offer, but it's like, I just heard too many horror stories about people getting involved in these networks. And yes, you can benefit from it because, you know, it helps your channel grow, whatever, blah, 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 blah. That's never really been a focus for me. But, you know, like, they would lose the rights to their videos. And it's like, I mean, it happened to, like, even like Ray Williams Johnson, I seem to remember, like, I don't think, he didn't lose the rights to Equals 3, but, like some of his content, I think, maybe the episodes that were done under the network, you know, belonged to the network. And I don't know, it just seemed like a shitty deal where, you know, the network used you to make money and then stole your content from you if you ever decided to leave. So it's like, no, thanks. And like I said, that's never been a big focus for me anyway. So, you know, I just put my shit out there. If people like it, cool. If not, whatever. You know, no big deal to me. So, but speaking of content, maybe I should answer today's question. It was the 28th, right? It is the 28th. Yes, correct. Good for me. Good pat on the back here. Do you need to repair a lost friendship? I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say I need to. It would be nice to. There's only one friendship that I would not ever be interested in going back to. There was this girl called Cindy, name 'em and shame 'em, I guess, a long time ago, that I have no interest in going back to being her friend. Because I think I've talked about her before when it was like, I don't know, she was just like manipulative and like, I don't know, just weird. Like, you know, one of the first things she said to me was, like, I can't keep friends, you know, I can't keep friends. Giving me the sob story, pulling me in with her bullshit, which I came to find out later that she can't keep friends because first opportunity she gets, she throws them in the trash. So, because I made a mistake, she told me something that, I don't tell anyone this. And, so it was like I was being set up to fail. But we have this mutual friend. I believe I may have talked about her a few times. She's Jen from Michigan. Michigan. I call her Michigan. And I just happened to mention something because we were kind of a round table of friends, and I just kind of assumed that Cindy had mentioned this to Michigan, the same thing that she had mentioned to me, and I happened to bring it up in conversation. And Michigan was like, "What are you talking about?" And I was like, oh Lord. Like, I knew I was in trouble. I didn't know that it was going to be my road to freedom from this almost abusive friendship relationship. That it's like, you know, I was like, oops, I fucked up, you know. And then, like, Cindy wasn't willing to see that, you know, because it's like, to this day, if Michigan mentions me to her, she's like, oh, you mean the backstabber? You know, like, I didn't do it on purpose. I didn't do it, you know, it wasn't like the first thing when Michigan and I got on, you know, way back in the day. I think it was like Yahoo Messenger or something, Yahoo Chat, whatever, way back in the day. Yahoo barely exists now, but, you know, it wasn't like, you know, I was waiting with bated breath, like, to sit and, like, you know, just to gossip, you know. The first thing when Michigan got online on me, like, oh my God, you will not believe what Cindy just told me. You know what I mean? Like, like, oh my God, what is it? Oh my God. It wasn't like I just threw it out there for, you know, for gossip or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, but to be fair, I guess she said, don't mention it to, you know, don't tell anybody. Don't tell anybody I told you this, blah, 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 blah. So I guess that I should have extended that to Michigan just in case. But I assume since we were a round table of friends that, you know, she had told you know, she had told Michigan the same thing, you know. So I guess like it was information, like I was kind of hoping maybe Michigan had an update, you know, on the situation or whatever, you know. Um, so, but when we were not really discussing it, her trying to make me feel like a terrible person for like, how dare you betray me, whatever, blah blah blah, blah, you know, I told Miss Jen once, because I've mentioned somewhere along in these questions how I kind of went through a little mini, I believe, if not, I guess I'm mentioning it now, how I went through a little mini depression during college or whatever, and I never told anybody about that, but I was trying to, I guess, prove myself to Cindy, and I told her once, you know, about, you know, this thing that I'd never told anybody, you know, because I thought it would make her feel better or whatever. You know, like, oh, he trusts me enough to tell me this, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But then it turned into, why didn't you tell me before? Why didn't you trust me? Why am I such a shitty friend? And it turned into me comforting her, you know, and it's like, I'm trying to tell her this, like, you know, emotional experience that I went through or whatever. And then she turned it around into, you know, me having to console her and comfort her and, like, no, you're a good friend. It's just, I never told anyone, you know, kind of thing. And it's kind of like, and that's kind of what it was with this, you know, there wasn't really a discussion. It was, you're a terrible person and you did a terrible thing and I'll never trust you again. And she wasn't willing to see my side of things. Like, I didn't do it on purpose. I didn't purposely go out to hurt you, you know, like, and she was waiting for an apology that I don't feel like I ever gave. Cause it's like, I didn't really feel like, it's like, you know, because then she hit me with this, well, what if the mistake is just so big that it can never be forgiven? Just so overly fucking dramatic for no fucking reason. And I'm like, I just kind of like, she didn't get the answer she wanted, because I was like, well, I guess I can't help you then. Instead of saying, you know, I'm sorry or whatever, you know, like, you know, it was just kind of like, she wasn't willing to see my side of things. And it was like, she wasn't even trying. She wasn't even, you know, like, it's like a two-way street. It wasn't just like, you know, you know? So, but with Cindy, it was definitely a one-way street. It was like, you hurt me and I'm the most important thing in the room and, you know, blah, 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 blah. So, you know, bow down to me, whatever, blah, 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 blah. You know, there's just just those sorts of things where it was like, I would like toward the end, it was like, it was almost like she just wanted to argue. Like, you could say, you know, oh, puppies are cute, and she'd be like, puppies are not cute, blah, 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 you know, and just go off and blah, 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 blah. And Michigan apparently still talks to her, at least did last I knew, you know, and she says Cindy's still the same. How did she put it? Cindy's like, I'm not right all the time, but I'm right like 99% of the time or whatever. And it's kind of like, yeah, it's Cindy's world and you're expected to live in it, is kind of how that relationship worked, as it turns out, as it devolved into what it devolved into. So that's like the one friendship that I'm not interested in ever reconciling or anything, because I'm like, Cindy can just go be Cindy. And I'm sure I became another story of somebody else that hurt her and who she couldn't trust and whatever and blah, 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 you know, and it's kind of like, all right, go off, do your thing, you know, go manipulate somebody else. I've had my turn. I'm done. Thank you. Thank you, next. You know, but like, we've discussed my internet friend who, you know, I hurt by not being honest enough in the beginning. You know, I would like to, you know, I mean, I wouldn't mind being friends with her again. I don't know if she can be friends with me ever again, now that she's, you know, it might be awkward for her, whatever, but it's like, it just kind of sucks to like throw a 10-year relationship, a 10-year friendship into the trash, you know. It's kind of like, she's admitted she has feelings, and I mean, maybe, you know, maybe she can't trust me anymore because, like, even though I didn't do anything intentionally to hurt her, like, I mean, I guess I wasn't open and honest with her in the beginning about not reciprocating the feelings and, you know, trying not to hurt somebody's feelings, but ended up hurting them worse than I did, So it's like, sorry, that wasn't my intention. I was trying not to hurt your feelings at all, and I just made it worse, and blah, 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 blah. So I can see my role in that situation and it falling apart and whatever and blah, 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 I don't know if I've mentioned this, but, way back in the day, I had the Mark and Sarah adventures, and you may have noticed they haven't been featured in my channel in a very long time. They did go through a divorce. I don't know if I've ever talked about this or not, but they did separate, and it was... I don't really know for sure what happened exactly, what went on. So I was kind of seeing some things on Facebook that was kind of like, I guess there again I should have reached out when, but I assumed they would reach out to me, I guess, if something was going on and they needed support, whatever, blah blah blah. But like I guess I should have messaged them, because I was starting to see some things on Facebook that I was like not sure about, like it seemed like maybe they were fighting or something, and then like there was a picture of the wedding ring in the trash, and I was kind of like, like, but there again, I mean, Mark is somebody who he tries to go through things by himself, even if he shouldn't, and it's unfortunate, so I don't, I did message him at some point, maybe after I saw the ring in the trash, but we went to the Renaissance Festival together even after they had kind of separated, and they were still joking around, and maybe the ring in the trash was after the Renaissance Fair. I don't remember exactly where all of it landed or whatever, but I mean I did send Mark a message on Facebook, and I was like, I was kind of hoping what I was seeing wasn't what I was seeing, kind of thing, like I was kind of hoping maybe I was wrong about what I was seeing, but I guess, you guys are going through what you're going through, whatever. I was like, if you want to, talk about it, you know where to find me. If you want to just come to town, go watch a movie and get a burger and not talk about it, we can do that too. Like, whatever you need, you know where to find me, whatever, blah, 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 blah. And then he just, like, unfriended everybody and kind of dropped all of his friends, and I don't know if it was like he was thinking he would give Sarah the old friends, or I understand, if it hurt too much to be around us or to communicate with us in that moment because, his marriage was falling apart, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I mean, do what you got to do, like I said, to get through what you got to get through. I was just kind of hoping at that point it wasn't forever, and it kind of has been ever since. I run into him every once in a while, very rarely, but, sometimes he's in the store early in the morning, or he's a manager at, last I knew, he was the manager at the Hobby Lobby the next town over. I mean, I don't know if he still is, because I'm not in touch with him anymore, so it's kind of one of those things, like I don't know if he wants to hear from me, or I don't know, and I don't I don't know, I don't want to be, I mean, maybe I'm being a shitty friend by not being pushy, but not presenting myself in his life or whatever, but it's I don't I don't know what's best for him. You know what I mean? Does he even want to hear from me? I don't know. If he were to ever, call me, text me, message me on Facebook and be like, hey, you want to go see a movie? Go out, get a bite to eat. I'll be like, yeah, sure, let's do it. You know what I mean? But, I don't know. I don't know if that's ever going to happen. But there it is, The situation is what the situation is. So I don't know if either of these two people want to hear from me or not. So I don't know. I mean, I'd be willing to, you know, like as far as I'm concerned, the friendship isn't completely severed. You know what I mean? I'm just kind of waiting for them to reach out, and maybe that's kind of a, like I said, a shitty way to do it. But I don't know that, I'm here. They know where to find me if they ever want to talk, if they ever want to, get back in contact, whatever. I haven't went anywhere. I'm the same place I was before. But, it is what it is. So, um, you know. But, those are really the only friendships that I can think of that have really, like, fallen apart that I can think of. I mean, I have my lifelong, good friends like Jason and Robert, who I've known Jason since first grade and Robert since fourth grade. But it's like, I mean, Jason lives back where I grew up. We don't, Robert lives in the city. Like, it's kind of the thing that happens when you become adults. You just kind of, like, you're still, I mean, Facebook helps. You can see, like, either them or, if you're friends with their significant other, I guess, you can see, the kids grow up and whatever and blah, 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 blah. You can, like each other's posts or leave comments or, shoot a message every once in a while, like, hey, how's it going? Pretty much the same. Uh-oh. It's time to take Eliquis. So I will grab that right now. I don't know. But I mean, it's kind of like, you grow up and you just kind of lose contact with a lot of people over the years, especially if they don't have Facebook, like that's the way people keep in contact anymore. Personally, I don't see anything wrong with that. You know what I mean? But it's a way to stay in each other's, because that's the shit that fucking happens. You become adults and you all, like, go your own way. You get your own lives. You maybe get families, you get jobs, whatever, takes you, away from your hometown, away from your college town, it takes you to, I mean, I don't even know if the anime club people really get much of a chance to hang out. They're all living up in the city now, or somewhere around the city. I don't know how often, all the old anime club buddies get a chance to hang out, even though they live closer to each other than I do, like, I'm not in the city. I'm fairly close-ish, but, if we were to ever, like, have a get-together or something, I could probably find a way to get up there. But we talked about that when it was, like, the 10-year anniversary of the anime club, but nothing ever, like, came out of it. But, it's just adult life, man. You just kind of grow apart, you know what I mean? And it's like, be nice if you can find them on social media and get back in touch, but doesn't always happen, Life bullshit, so. But yeah, those are the, other than, like, those are the only two, like, friendships that kind of, like, I don't know if you want to say fell apart, kind of fell to the wayside. So it'd be nice to reconcile with those two, but we shall see. We shall see. Life has crazy twists and turns, and you never know. You never know. But anyway, just so, especially if Mom is watching, here's the Eliquis. And it's going inside me because she always wants to make sure I'm taking it with Minxie and mine's water. There. My Eliquis is taken. It is done for the day. Well, yeah, I guess. Because I don't have to take it again until 9 o'clock in the morning. But that's how I knew I wasn't going to miss today's question, was because my alarm's going to be going off at least at 9 o'clock to wake me up. And then I woke up at 7 something. I don't know. Took my shower. got pretty for y'all, and then sat down to answer the question, and apparently have talked for half an hour now, because it was 20 minutes. So 20 to 30 minutes about that. But anyway, that's what that be. And yeah, I guess I'll be back maybe in a few hours. Who knows if I can stay up that long. Now that it's 9 o'clock, it's only a few hours till midnight. So maybe I'll knock the next one out early. Who knows? Probably not, but we'll see. Anyway, that's that, and I'll see you for what I see you. Minx too.